Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back. We're doing a class in English today, and I'm so happy to have my student back, Oberdan. Thanks for coming. I took some time off, but now I'm back. How are you, Oberdan?
How are you, Michael? I'm doing good. Good to see you again and it's participated in your class.
Yes, I'm very excited to speak with you. We had a great conversation last time, so I'm very happy to
Yeah.
have you back. Tell me about the last 3 weeks. I know you're a student. What have you been doing the last 3 weeks?
So I've been working a lot and I've been studying a lot to the exams at the university. And sometimes I felt like I'm getting crazy and stuff like that. I got nervous because I would like to get a good score, but I got it.
Yeah. Now, what are you studying? Did you tell me you study engineering?
No, I'm not studying engineering. I'm studying accounting.
Accounting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good study. I'm a little bit familiar with that. I think it's really good to study.
Yeah, it is. I really love, especially administrate the company and stuff like that,
Yeah.
the
I
tax
like to
and
do
stuff.
I like to do personal accounting, like for just me, my personal finances, because everything is numbers. Everything in life is a number.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
So yeah, I have a Google spreadsheet, like a Google Excel sheet. And that's where I keep track of all my finances. And I need to know how much money I have here, how much money somebody has to pay me, what I'm expecting from my work. So accounting is very important.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Now, what is your favorite thing about accounting, and what is your least favorite thing about accounting?
Oh my gosh. I think the most favorite part of the accounting is like to save some money, to solve some problems, especially entrepreneurs, how to get a good deal, especially decision to stuff like that, to keep the good healthy of the economic company. It's really good.
Yeah, it's good for efficiency, to be efficient with your business, with your personal finances. It's
Yeah,
not it's not finances and numbers. It's not something that you want to ignore. You want to pay attention to all the numbers.
yeah,
It's telling you a
yeah, exactly.
story. It's information. It's like a story. It's telling you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We have to pay attention of the history of the economy of this store or company, stuff like that. It's really important to us, and I
Yeah.
really love to check it out and I make it some corrections too. It's really important,
Now,
especially some tasks.
what about something that you don't like? Because I know that there's a lot of formulas. Um, is it is that hard for you? What is difficult for you with the accounting?
Oh, financial math it's really difficult to me, but it depends on you work on it as accountant, especially a normal accountant don't use like that so much. If you work in the bank at the bank, you will make this kind of math.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I know sometimes you have to take calculus. But usually accounting, the math is usually what? Just pretty simple math, right? Add, subtract,
Yeah,
divide.
yeah. It's really simple to calculate it, to add, to minimize, and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
it's a great skill, and I'm happy to hear that you study finance and accounting because that's kind of what I studied. So I feel like I can relate to you a little bit more because I never studied science, I never studied engineering, so I'm interested to learn about it, but I don't know it as well as I can talk about, accounting and finance. I have some friends that, took real accounting jobs, and a lot of them are happy with it. So I'm wishing you a lot of luck with that. I hope you find a great company to work for. And the sky is the limit. You ever hear that? The sky is the limit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
heard it.
Now, some accountants, they work a lot of hours. They work more hours than most people. Is that something
Yeah,
that you heard about this job? Because sometimes accountants, they can work, the normal work week is about 40 hours, but accountants, it's not unusual to work 50, 60 hours sometimes for accounting.
yeah, exactly. Because we have a lot of stuff to solve it, especially we have to pass due to send some relatories and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a different question. I want to know something different from finance. Did you ever play any sports?
So I did.
Okay, so tell me about the sports that you played and some of your experience with the sports.
So I played soccer a little bit when I was a child, and I did enjoy it a lot. Handball, I played volleyball too,
Okay, what
but
about
now
footsie volley? You ever play footsie volley?
so foot volley. Oh no, I didn't try it out because it's really difficult. It's
Yeah,
a little complicated.
yeah, it's very unique to Brazil.
Yeah, it's very common here in Brazil, especially at the beach. There are a lot of soccer. I'm sorry, there are a lot of players playing that.
Yeah. Now, when you played soccer, what position did you play in soccer?
The normal. It's not the goal.
Okay. So there's the strikers at the front, the guys in the front, like Messi, play in the front. But there's guys in the middle. I think they call midfielders. Then there's defenders. It's the last people before the goal. Did you play? You played a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I played a little everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but go ahead.
What about basketball?
I enjoyed a little bit because there are a lot of rules to remember, and I
Yeah.
did enjoy it a lot.
Okay. And what about baseball? Is that something not so popular in Brazil?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit. It's not so normal in Rio, especially, but in Rio Grande do Sul, it's a super normal. But I tried out. I tried out too, and I enjoyed it too. And some Brazilian people played it at the beach too.
Okay. So
It's super
besides
normal.
besides accounting, what are some things that you are pretty good at?
Sorry, can you repeat the question, please?
Yes, besides your school, what are some things that you are pretty good at? What are some of your talents? What are some of your skills? Are you a good painter? Are you good with building things with wood? What are some things that you're good at? Things you like?
So okay, I I draw it. I draw a lot. Not a painting because I really did enjoy it paint, but some draws.
Yeah. So maybe like, see, I was trying to make improvements to my desk, and so I was making like designs here. This one was for like a shelf. Let's see, this one down here was for my desk. So I just make a small picture that way I can see make a plan for my project. So I like to make projects like that. I imagine you're good at a lot of things.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, because I try to improve every day, especially the kills.
Yeah.
Skills, I'm sorry.
Do you have any brothers, sisters?
Yeah, I do. Especially I have a brother and sister.
Okay. Are you the oldest?
No, I'm the older. They are younger than me.
Yeah, so you are the oldest, maior, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Eu sou mais velho.
Mais velho.
Maior, mais velho. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, that's good because I sense that you are somebody who's very responsible.
Yeah, it is because we get a lot of experience of life to share and stuff like that. It's advice to
Yeah,
them. They advise advise me all the things too. Yeah,
yeah,
it depends on the on situation and stuff
right.
like that.
So we say something like you, because you're the oldest, you set the example. You make examples for a good role model. You're setting the, you know, the bar, like we say, because you want to show your brothers and sisters that you know, you want to be a good person and you want to work hard and you want to, you know, do good in school and do your best. So you have to be very responsible when you're the oldest student, oldest child. So I sense that you could be the oldest because I see that you're responsible, and I'm happy for you. So I'm glad that we could have some light conversation. This is very good. I did bring something for us to read today. So I'm going to open the whiteboard here, and we're going to read about somebody maybe you know a little bit about. Did you ever hear the name Pablo Picasso?
All right, I heard
Yeah,
Pablo Picasso. Yeah, it's very famous.
yeah. So we're gonna try to read something from Pablo Picasso. Now I was trying to find this whiteboard that I used before. I'm using a different computer today, so things look a little bit different. Let's see. Yeah. I have an option. See, I'm not that good with computers. I have to get better with computers. Okay,
No worries.
I'm gonna try this. Okay, so I'm gonna do what's called the screen share. I was hoping to use the whiteboard because I know that how to I know with that I know how to, you know, add words and explain things a little bit. So let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna do the screen share, and let's do it here, the shadow side. Okay, you tell me if you can see this.
All right.
Okay, can you read this here? Can you see this Pablo Picasso here?
Okay, the description. Okay, all right. I
Okay,
will
so
I will go ahead.
I want you to notice something in the first part. Um, the guy says, the writer, the author, he says, I recently went. So he's talking from, we call that first person when he's saying he is the one writing. Okay, I'll explain that further, but I'll have you start. I want you to read the first two paragraphs, and then we'll take a break and stop. A pause.
All right, I will go ahead.
Okay.
Pablo Picasso. He's the one most famous artist of the 20th century and household name even among people who, like myself, consider themselves to be complete novices in, in the art world. I recently went to a Picasso exhibition. What impressed me the most was not any individual piece of art, but rather his remarkably prolific output. Researchers researchers have categorized 26,075 pieces of art created by Picasso, and some people believe the total number is closer to 50 50,000. Oh my gosh.
Very good. Very good. Okay, so we're going to talk about this a little bit. So I'll read the first part. Pablo Picasso, he is one of the most famous artists of the 20th century and a household name even among people who, like myself, consider themselves to be complete novices in the art world. Okay, I want to tell you what a household name is. Have you ever heard of that?
No, I didn't heard it. Household name. It sounds like a surname at the
It
past.
is, it's a term that we use, household name, to refer to somebody like everybody in your house knows this person. Okay. Like if we say Neymar
Okay.
Jr., everybody knows Neymar Jr. Even people who do not watch football, soccer, even people who don't watch it, they know who Neymar Jr. is. So he's a household name. Okay, so somebody like
Okay.
Pablo Picasso, a lot of us have heard that name somewhere. So he's like a household name. So can you give me an example of somebody very famous that everybody knows?
Oh, Giselle Bundchen,
Yes,
Leslie.
she's a household name. Everybody knows about Giselle. Okay, very
Yeah.
good. Okay, now I want to talk about a different word here, novice. Okay, novice is it's a fancy formal word to say somebody who is inexperienced or new to something. Okay, so like in fuchi volley, I haven't played a lot of fuchi volley. I'm a novice because I'm new. I'm brand new.
All right.
Okay. All right. Those were the trickier words in the first one. So that's some new things to learn. And when we go back and listen to this class again on the recording, these are things that you can remember. Oh yeah, household name, novice. All right. So I'll read the second paragraph really quickly. I recently went to a Picasso exhibition. What impressed me the most was not any individual piece of art, but rather his remarkably prolific output. Researchers have cataloged 26,075 pieces of art created by Picasso, and some people believe the total number is closer to 50,000. Okay, so exhibition. An exhibition, it's a word that can mean several things. But in this case, it's like when you go to an art show, like an
Yeah,
event.
it's like sounds like it to appear, to show up.
Yeah, like an exhibition is almost like a convention. It's like a big event where there's like a big room full of about things about Picasso in this example. Okay, so you can go to an exhibition about um, sports, but in this case, it's about Picasso. So it's everything Picasso in a big show. All right. So what impressed me the most? This word remarkably, remarkable. It comes from remarkable. It just means something really like unbelievable. Wow. Wow. That's remarkable. Um, I saw the Christ the Redeemer in Rio de Janeiro. It's remarkable. It's something that is just beautiful. It's unbelievable. Okay. I personally have never been there, but I hope to go. But I'm sure you can use the word remarkable to describe something amazing like that. Okay. And the word prolific, I had to look this one up. It's also a very formal word. In this case, it talks about to present in large numbers or quantity. So people believe he did 26,000 pieces of art, but it could be a bigger number. It could be even 50,000 pieces of art, which is a lot of art. Okay, so that's why they use the word prolific, because he said prolific output, which means a large number. A large number. Okay, so there are other ways to use that word prolific, but in this case, that's what it's going to be. So I want you to continue. Also, if you have any questions, please ask me now. Otherwise, we can just continue and go ahead with the next paragraph.
All right, no worries. I really understood your explanation. I appreciate it. So can I go on?
Please, yeah, when I discovered.
All right, no worries. When I discovered that Picasso lived to be 90, 91 years old, I decided to do the math. Oh, it's nice. Picasso lived for a total of 33,403 days. with 26,000 and 75 published work. That means Picasso advanced a new piece of auto work every day of his life from age 20 into his death at age 21. I'm sorry, 91. He created something new every day for 71 years.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah, it's really nice.
He's
Really
saying that,
interesting.
yeah, he's saying that this guy was making a new piece of art every day, 365 days every year for 71 years. Maybe that was his average number. Okay. So he says something here. He says, I decided to do the math. It's a saying. Okay. Do the math. It's like, okay, let's do the math. Let's figure it out. Let's solve the problem. Let's do the math. Okay. Like if you told me that, you ran, to the other side of Rio de Janeiro in 1 hour. I say, hey, wait a minute. That seems a little like impossible. Okay. Let me do the math. Let me see how many kilometers big it is in Rio. And let me see how long it normally takes somebody to run a mile or to run a kilometer. Okay. And let me see if it's possible that in 1 hour you ran completely across Rio. I'm going to do the math. I'm going to figure out the problem. Okay. So it's kind of like a saying, like, let's do the math. Let's take a closer look. Let's take a closer look. Okay.
Oh,
I'm going to read this. When I discovered that Picasso lived to be 91 years old, I decided to do the math. Picasso lived for a total of 33,403 days with 26,075 published works. That means Picasso averaged one new piece of artwork every day of his life from age 20 until his death at age 91. He created something new every day for 71 years. Do you have any questions?
no, it's pretty good to me.
Okay.
So I would like to make sure something, especially do the math. It sounds like to understand and to analyze all the kilometers and stuff like that. Oh, how long it takes to arrive to the Rio and stuff like that, or how long does it take to get ready for right now and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. If you make 50 reais in one day, okay, how many days would it take to have 10,000 reais? You have to do the math,
Oh,
okay? You have to take a closer look and figure it out and say, okay, how many days, or if you say I make this much in 1 week, how long will it take me to make 10,000 reais? And you do the math. You take a closer look. You use the numbers. You find your averages, and it gives you the answers you're looking for.
all right.
Okay. Or like
Sounds
if you're saving money for a trip or for to buy something, you have to figure out how long it's going to take you to save enough money to buy this. So you're taking a closer look. You say, okay, if I'm making 20 reais, I want to figure out how long it's going to take me to make 1,000 reais to buy this thing that I want. Okay. Okay.
okay.
I want you to continue the next one.
All right. The unfathomable output not only played a large role in Picasso's international fame, but also enabled him to amass a huge net worth of approximately million by the dollars by the time of his death in 1973. His work became so famous and so numerous that, according to the art loss register, Picasso is the most stolen artist in history, with over 550 works currently missing. Oh my gosh, what a pity.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, that's an interesting, some interesting information there. I'll go over some difficult words there. The second word is called unfathomable. It is
Unfathomable.
unfathomable. Okay?
Unfathomable.
And you can shorten it and you can just say fathom.
Unfathomable.
Okay. Now, if you just read in the middle, I don't know if you can see that I highlighted this.
Okay, fathom.
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 It is a fancy formal word to describe believe. So unbelievable, unfathomable.
Unfathomable.
You can't believe it. You can't fathom it. It's kind of a word to like, let's say, to create the idea in your mind. Okay, so it's like a fancy way to say unbelievable, unfathomable. You can't believe it. You can't fathom it. You can't create it in your mind. You can't even, believe it. So that's a formal way to say that. This unfathomable output. Output is talking about the amount of work that he did.
Yeah, compound word.
Yeah,
compound word.
unbelievable
Like
amount of work. This unbelievable amount of work. Okay, this unfathomable output not only played a large role in Picasso's international fame, but also enabled him to amass a huge net worth of approximately $500 million by the time of his death in 1973. The word amass, A-M-A-S-S, is a fancy way to say accumulate. Okay, or to collect. So,
all right.
Okay, so and you can use amass, an item, or you can amass a certain number of things. You could amass a lot of, chairs. You can amass, hundreds of chairs. You can amass thousands of bottles of water, but it's often used to describe something like money. Okay, he amassed a large sum of money. He amassed a huge net worth. Net worth is a fancy way to say how much money somebody has. Okay, huge net worth, approximately $500 million, $500 million at the time of his death in 1973. His work became so famous and so numerous that, according to the art loss register, Picasso is the most stolen artist in history, with over 550 works currently missing. So he holds the record for having the most pieces of art robbed and stolen from him. Roubado. Okay, people took his work. Okay, if you have any questions, now's a good time. If you want to keep going, you're welcome to keep going.
All right, I will go on. Appreciate it. So what made the Picasso great was not just how much art he produced, but also how he produced it. He co-founded the movement of Cubism and created the style of collage. He was the artist his contemporaries copied, and decisions of the most well-known artists in history would have to include his name.
Okay. What made Picasso great was not just how much art he produced, but also how he produced it. He liked the quality. He had a special style. He co-founded the movement of Cubism and created the style of collage. Okay, that word looks like college, like university, but a collage.
Oh my God, collage. I'm sorry.
Oh,
as for
that's
not to.
don't worry. That's difficult. What you're doing is very, very difficult. I would have a hard time in Portuguese right now. The style
Yeah, collage.
collage is a
Oh,
word we don't say that word very often. It's not that common, but it's a good word to know, okay? Because it's talking a collage is usually like a piece. I don't know. I think it's referred to as like a piece of art. You know, it's a nice collage or a
yeah.
mix of maybe pictures. So sometimes when people have an event like for their birthday, we make a big picture of small pictures of this person. We can make a collage. Okay, so if it's Oberdan's birthday, sometimes everybody who has a picture of Oberdan, you bring us the picture and we put it on one big collage, and it's all a bunch of pictures of Oberdan. So that is how you can say a collage. Okay, he was the artist. He was the artist. His contemporaries copied. So his competition, the people around him, the other artists in the business, they copied his style of work because it was grabbing the attention of so many people. Any discussion of the most well-known artist in history would have to include his name. I would agree. Are there any other artists that you know their name? Who are some other famous artists that you can think of? Tell me some other famous artists that you can think of their name.
Oh my gosh, I have no idea. I have no idea. Oh, I forgot it. Forgot it right now, but oh my gosh,
I can, I can I
I'm
can think of one. To be honest, I can't think of that many, but I can think of Salvador Dali. Have you heard of him?
no, I didn't.
Dali. Um, who are some famous painters? Da Vinci, Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay, Vincent van Gogh. I think you've heard that one.
I think so. I think so.
Okay, yeah. I say so some of the most famous names. I'm looking at some famous names. It has to be Picasso, Leonardo da Vinci, Vincent van Gogh, Salvador Dali. There's more. Frida Kahlo, people, Andy Warhol, but I thought Andy Warhol was more pictures. There's a guy named Jackson Pollock. He did a different style. He kind of did something like what I have on my wall. It's me. I just do a mix of the paint, and I just
Oh,
it's called abstract paint.
oh, it's a really nice artist art. I really
Yeah,
enjoyed a lot.
it's fun. It's different. So that's interesting. I'm going to try to find some famous Picasso pictures. That's interesting. There's a lot more to learn about this guy. But let's see if we can look at some of his pictures and see if we can learn about his style a little bit. So just a second. Okay. Let's do this again. Okay. All right. So I don't know how well you can see some of these.
Yeah, I
Let me,
can see it. Hold on.
okay. So let me try to zoom in a little bit. Okay. And these are old paintings. These are 1904, 1907, 1932. This one is called a self-portrait. It's supposed to be a picture of yourself. Yeah, this is an interesting style here. With the woman, her face is kind of turned to the side, and I think this is what they mean by collage, how it's mixing the colors to look like multiple pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's impressive. I'll show you some Dali paintings, famous Dali paintings, and you'll see he has a very different style. Like these, it's very like
Yeah,
hallucinogenic.
I saw this kind of art.
Yeah, at an art show, art convention. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah,
Very
the
famous
the,
years
the,
ago.
the melting clock. When I saw that, I thought, wow, that's That's very unique.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's really famous here in Brazil too. But I
Yeah.
forgot the artist.
Yeah, let's look at some Da Vinci's. Da Vinci's. Oh wow, these are a little different style here. Wow,
Yeah.
these are old. Da Vinci was very old, 1489, 1500,
Oh my gosh.
1500. Bem
Isso aí.
velho,
Yeah.
bem velho. Wow, that's unbelievable. Very interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I have a little bit more that we can read about Picasso. I don't know if you want to keep reading about Picasso. Um,
No, Rose, it's up to you. If you want.
okay. I think you can handle this next part. And then we'll stop after the next part. After we finish this next part, we can because I read this and it was interesting. I was doing just a little bit of research. I think what would be fun for me and Oberdan to talk about today. I know last time we talked about productivity, so I was looking for something about health or about art, and I found this article about Picasso. I thought, wait, hey, that's kind of fun. We can talk about Picasso. So yeah, let's read just a little bit more, and then we'll come back, we'll talk a little bit more, and then we'll close out for the day. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen again to Picasso. Okay, and this is about his love life. Okay, it's called Falling in Love with Picasso. Okay,
All right.
okay.
All right. Fall in love with Picasso. Fall in love with Picasso was a terrible thing to do. His first marriage was to a woman named Olga Novikova, and they had one child together. The two separated after she discovered that Picasso was having an affair with a 17-year-old girl named Mary Therese Walter. He was 45 years old at the time.
Interesting, interesting, right? Uh, yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Oh,
Uh, Yeah, I'm going to go over a couple tricky words here. I'll read it myself. Falling in love with Picasso was a terrible thing to do. His first marriage was to a woman named Olga Koklova, and they had one
Oklahoma.
child together. It's a formal last name. I'm not exactly sure. She sounds like she could be from, I don't know, like maybe Ukraine. I don't know. They had one child together. The two separated after she discovered that Picasso was having an affair with a 17-year-old girl named Marie Therese Walter. He was 45 years old at the time. Okay, so I want to talk about a couple words here. It says the two separated. Okay, it's a casual way to say divorce.
Yeah, I noticed.
Okay. All right. So the two divorced. They separated after she discovered he was having an affair. An affair means he was, we say, cheating on his wife. He's having a relationship with somebody else, with another girl, and
It sounds
the wife didn't know.
okay. It sounds like to betray her.
Yes, yes, because they were still together. They were still married, and she did not know that he was seeing another girl. And in this case, she was very young. She was 17 years old, and he was 45
Yeah,
years old.
it's so strange. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so let's do the math. He was 28 years older than her at the time.
Yeah,
That's a big difference. Okay. All
yeah.
right.
It
I
is.
want you I want you to continue. All right.
Picasso fathered a child with the Walter, but moved on to other lovers a few years later. He began dating an artist student named Franciosa. Francois Guyot in 1944. She was 23 years old. Picasso had just turned 63 at the time.
Wow. So, wow. So this is why they said falling in love with Picasso was a terrible thing to do, because
Yeah.
these women fall in love with him, they have children with him, and then he's with somebody else. So the last, okay, so he was married with Olga. They had one child together. Then they get divorced because he was with a 17-year-old girl, and they had one child together. Okay, so now he's got two children with two different wives. Okay, so I'll read this. Picasso fathered a child with Walter, but moved on to other lovers a few years later. He began dating an art student named Francois Gillot. It sounds like a French name. In 1944, she was 23 years old. Picasso had just turned 63 at the time. Okay, so let's see. He has a child with Walter, but a couple years later, now he's with a student who's very young, 23 years old. He's 40 years older than her at the time. That's unbelievable. It's remarkable in a bad way. Please continue.
All right. Guyot and Picasso had two children together, but their relationship ended when Picasso began yet not a affair. Oh my goodness. This time with a woman who was 43 years younger than him. After they separated, Guyot published a book called Life with Picasso, which revealed his long list of sexual flings and sold over 1 million copies. Out of the revenge, Picasso refused to see their two children ever again.
Wow. Wow. So this was his third wife now. Okay. He was 63, she was
Yeah.
63. They had two children together. The relationship ended when Picasso began another affair. He was seeing another woman, this time even younger, 43 years younger than him. So they separated, and the last girl, Gillot, she wrote a book called Life with Picasso, which revealed his long list of sexual flings. Okay, fling is a word, kind of like a slang word to describe somebody that you're not dating officially. She's not your girlfriend, she's not your wife, she's just a girl that you're, have a physical relationship with, or very, very friendly, relationship with. Okay, but that book, it revealed a lot of the girls that he was seeing, a long list, it says, and sold over 1 million copies. So out of revenge, Picasso refused to see their two children ever again. So the two children that he had with Gillot, he never saw them again. Okay?
Okay.
Interesting. What a life so far. Okay, now let's finish with the last part, and then we'll go back to just having a conversation.
All right, no worries. Basically, Picasso's romantic life was a revolving door of affairs, and indefinitely in the more in the words of our guide at the Picasso's SB, there were always many others. There must have been something intoxicating about Picasso, because after his death, not one but two of his lovers committed suicide due to their grief. Oh my gosh.
Yes,
It's really
okay.
horrible.
Okay,
It's
basically
really horrible.
Picasso's romantic life was a revolving door. Okay, revolving door is like a door that you see at the hotel that's shaped like a circle, and people go in and out. It's a circular door, a revolving door. Have you ever seen one of those doors?
I think so. I think so. But I really understand the expression.
Okay, I'll show you a picture of one in a little bit. Okay, but
All right.
basically, Picasso's romantic life was a revolving door, meaning people are coming in and people going out. Of affairs, we talked about in affairs like cheating and infidelity. Okay, I don't know if in Portuguese you say fiel is somebody is very loyal to you, but this is the opposite. It's when you're not
It,
loyal.
tipo, it sounds like a infiel, indefinido.
Infidelidade. Infidelidade.
Infidelidade.
Infidelidade.
Infidelidade. Infidelidade.
Okay. So it means he was not loyal. He was not a good husband to his wife because he was not loyal to her. He was seeing other people. All right. In the words of our guide at the Picasso exhibit, there were always many others. There must have been something intoxicating, something just so powerful. Intoxicating is like makes you drunk. You know, something intoxicating about Picasso because after his death, not one, but two of his lovers committed suicide due to their grief. They were so sad after he died, even though he cheated on them, even though he had affairs. They were so sad when he died that they committed suicide. They took their own life. They killed themselves.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm just going to show you a picture of that revolving door, just so you have a visual of what that looks like. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm going to share the screen really quick. All right. I know you've probably seen something like this before, right?
All right. Yeah. It's very common here in Brazil, especially at the bank.
At the bank, hotels, yeah. The door spins like a circle. The door spins like a circle. So he was saying his love life was women coming in, women going out, women coming in, women going out. Okay. So wow,
Okay.
what a life. I'm sure there's a lot more about Picasso, but that's something I read for the first time last night. I'm happy to share it with you today because now we have a little bit different understanding. Very talented guy, you know, a lot of relationships. One of the most famous artists, but yeah, something's going on here. You know, he didn't speak to those children that he had after the book was revealed. So who knows? You know, there's a lot more to learn about this guy, but I thought that was fun way to spend the class today. So any last thoughts from you? Tell me some things you thought about the reading today.
Oh, it's really so insane about his relationship, especially he treated a lot the women and stuff like that. But he was a great artist, especially the drawings. It was great, but I didn't know the reality of life. It sounds just like that.
Right. And you do see a lot of celebrities, they get married 3 times, 4 times. It happens with celebrities. But
yeah,
but
super normal.
His was pretty bizarre, okay? That some of these women were, you know, 40 years younger than him, 28 years younger than him, 43 years younger. He was 63 with a girl that was 23. That's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not common. It's very rare, something like that. So lastly, Oberdan, just tell me what you plan to do this weekend. Today is Friday. What do you plan to do on Saturday and Sunday?
Oh, today I gonna relax a little bit, and I think I will hang out with my friends because I wanna have fun, collect some memories. I think it's very important to me. But I will try it out to communicate with my friends to hang out tomorrow. Or if it's a little impossible, I think I will be home to get a rest and practicing my listening conversation in English, especially because I want to be more confident with my communication. Sometimes I feel like anxiety to communicate it, and oh my gosh, I forgot the word that I would like to say, but I know what I mean. But it's because sometimes I feel like so excited to 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 communicate it in English because it's really good. I really enjoy English because sometimes I feel my soul pure and stuff like that. I feel like renew it.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. It's so easy for me to work with you because you have such a good level. Your English is very strong. Where I think you could improve is practice reading more. And when you read, practice reading loud, the practice reading out loud, like you're doing with me. When you're at home by yourself, practice reading the words out loud because you're exercising two things. You're speaking and reading at the same time. So you're doing fantastic. It is so fun to work with you. It's very easy for me to work with you. I'm so grateful. So muito grato. I'm so grateful to work with you. You're an excellent student. So my recommendation, practice reading out loud some more. And if any words are complicated for you, you can always have a computer pronounce the word for you, or you can look up the definition of the word and explain it further. So at any time you have questions, you can send me a message. But yeah, Oberdan, you are awesome. You are so fun to work with. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for making this class happen today, because it's going to help you and me, but also the people listening are going to enjoy listening to this class also.
All right, brother. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it to participate it again because it was great. Because sometimes I don't wanna impress all the people that I'm aggressive if I speak so loud and stuff like that. Because my voice is a little grave and stuff like that because I don't want to sound like that. But no worries. I will try it out, especially reading and stuff like that, because I so a long time. That is a long time that I don't read a book. Sometimes yeah, every day I practice my listening and conversation with people. Okay,
Yeah,
thanks for the advice to advise me and stuff
of
like
course.
that.
Yeah, because
Go ahead.
your conversation is very good. I would call it advanced. Your conversation is very good. Your reading, you can improve a little bit more. Okay, so
All right.
even if you go on a walk and you're alone in the nature and you have a book with you, practice reading out loud. Nobody has to be listen to you. Nobody has to be around, but it's good for you. It's good for you to practice using your pronunciation skills and getting better at that. So let's do this again soon. I'm going to be checking in with you this week. I hope you have an amazing weekend, and I look forward to talking again soon. And I can't wait to listen to this class again because this was a lot of fun.
All right, brother. I appreciate it. I wish the same to you. Have a great weekend, right? Appreciate
Ok?
it.
Muito obrigado. Até a próxima.
Até a próxima. Muito obrigado.
Ok.
De nada.
Prazer é tudo meu. Obrigado, irmão. Tchau.
De nada, irmão. Tchau, tchau. Fique com Deus.
Ok, valeu.